Well, hello, good morning everybody. Welcome back. Jiujitsu2000 here today. I want to talk about Alone. I want to talk about Season 6, Episode 9, The Ice Cometh. If you haven't seen that episode, please turn off this video, go watch the episode, and come back to this video. It will contain spoilers. Got to give you guys a quick apology for me being a little bit late on this video. One of my students had a MMA fight on Friday, so we were at the weigh-ins on Thursday. The fight was on Friday. We got the win, we got the W. So it was a great night for everybody, good weekend, and that's why I'm a little bit late on this commentary. If you're friends with me on Facebook, you'll be able to see the pictures and videos of the fight and stuff like that. It was a really good night. So let's go ahead and get started with this Alone commentary. The quote comes on the screen and it says, "Wisdom comes alone through suffering." Aeschylus, an ancient Greek, I'm looking at my notes here, an ancient Greek tragedian. So he was considered the father of tragedy. I don't know much about the guy, but I think the quote was very smart. Wisdom comes alone through suffering. That's a very, very powerful quote. Let's go get started on day 48, 1 o'clock, talking about Jordan. 5 people left. Jordan gives us a fashion show. You know, he's got this rabbit vest that he made. Very cool. And so he starts, you know, walking the strip, you know, showing us his little vest. He's pretty cool. I like his personality. He's a cool guy. So he decides that he wants to get some fat to eat. He decides he's going to cut the tongue out of the moose head and get some fat. He calls it lard, but I think it actually makes tallow. But he wants to make some tallow, so he's rendering the fat from the moose head, and he's making cracklings and stuff like that. I noticed that he had a really large stainless steel pan, very nice pan. And that's it for Jordan. Moving forward, 4 o'clock, we're talking about Nikki. So she's cutting some sedge grass for tinder, for her fire, and she also says that she's going to use it for stuffing. Stuffing because she wants to make a teddy bear. And she talks about how since she was a child, she always had a teddy bear with her, and that she's told herself that on day 50, she wants to have a teddy bear. So I noticed that she wants to name this teddy bear Whoppy, and she says that that's the native language for hare or rabbit. So she names the teddy bear Whoppy. She sewed the rabbit hide, you know, and stuffed it full of this grass, this dry grass, and made a nice little teddy bear for herself. Put a little bow on it. It's kind of cool. And I noticed that she's starting to get kind of thin. Moving forward, day 49 now, 9 o'clock in the morning, talking about Woniya at 9. 5 people left. She's got a raised bed that she built. Very nice job that she did. It was amazing. She decides she's going to go check her traps. And she said she wants to have a feast on Halloween. Let's remember, it's day 49. They've been out there a long time. So she sees a rabbit, a live rabbit, a white one running around, and she takes a shot at it with the bow and misses, you know. But she took the shot, you know, which to me means a lot, because you'll miss 100% of the shots that you never take. So she took that shot, so at least she threw the ball, you know. So I got to give her credit there. She has a rabbit. She goes to check her snares, and she has a rabbit in her lifting snare, in her spring snare. And I thought that was cool. And again, the rabbit was a white one. They're starting to turn white as the temperatures get colder. She decides she's going to go check the lower snares, which she thinks are going to be more successful. And guess what? She has a second hare. And one thing that she said that I really liked was she said, "Thank you, God." So much love to Woniya for that. Thank you, God. She said this is a dream come true to catch 2 rabbits in one day. Moving forward to day 50, the big 5-0 with Jordan, 7:53 in the morning. There's 5 people left, and he's throat singing. Kind of interesting. You know, anything to pass the time, right? To keep your mind occupied, to keep you going. He decides that he's going to go check his stand in the air that he built and check his fat, check his meat and stuff like that. And he notices bite marks on everything. And Wolverine tracks. So there's another Wolverine. And there was an annotation that came on the screen that said something to the effect that Wolverines can climb poles even if the bark's stripped. So he was kind of frustrated about that. And he's going to set up some cans as an alert system again. And he did something very smart. So you got the pole, the vertical pole, and he put a series of snares around the pole. So if they try to climb it again, they could get snared. Very smart. To be thinking on that level on day 50 to me is amazing. He's very sharp. So moving forward, 422, we're talking about Nikki, and she found a tamarack jack mushroom. I don't know much about mushrooms, but she was happy about that. And then moving forward to 9 o'clock on day 50, we're still talking about Nikki. She decides that she's going to take a juniper smoke bath. And I guess they said that juniper smoke is very good at cleaning your body or something like that. So she decides to take her clothes off. And folks, she didn't get naked. So don't go getting your hopes up if you're perverts out there. She got down to her underwear and her bra, and she took a smoke bath. And I noticed she's really thin. I'm starting to get concerned about her. So she had like a real kind of a spiritual moment, I guess, doing her smoke bath. I thought it was really cool, but she was really thin. She was showing her arms and really toned, her muscle tones. So all the fat off of her body is gone. Moving forward to day 51, 4 o'clock in the morning, talking about Barry. Still got 5 people left. He's talking about a license plate for his vehicle, and he says, if they give me 8 letters, it'll be ALOWNDIT, alone we did it, or something like that. I thought that was kind of cool. And he decides that he's going to eat some reindeer moss, which was interesting. He decides to cook it in his Dutch oven. He boils the moss several times, and there was an annotation that said something to the effect that reindeer moss is 94% carbs. So I thought that was cool. Moving forward, 2 o'clock, talking about Jordan. So he gives a happy birthday to his, I think, daughter. Happy 3rd birthday. And he misses his family. And he decided to make a set of playing cards out of birch bark. All 52 cards. And he's sitting there playing solitaire on that black Pelican case. He's got all his cards laid out. And, some of you might have thought that was kind of funny, but I really appreciate stuff like that because he's keeping his mind stimulated. He's staying in the game. I'm excited. Let's go forward to day 52. Talking about Nikki. 2:32 in the morning. 5 people left, and she's got Whoppy, her teddy bear that she made with her. She decides to start the morning fire. She uses a ferro rod, and she mentions that there's a med check today. So it shows the boat with the crew coming, and they're going to check on her. And I noticed that she had a stainless steel cup. Very cool. And I was curious where she got that. And she had a welcome sign made out of wood that she made. I thought that was really neat. Then the annotation comes on the screen, and it says that she has lost 25% of her body weight since the launch. So 1/4 of her body weight is gone. That is crazy. She's very thin. It's snowing outside, and it looks like a serious situation. And I'm starting to get concerned because I really like Nikki. She's cool. And then they tell her that she's going to be extracted. And she's like, no. You know, kind of reminded me of Carly from season 3. Or, you know, Dave Nessia. Same kind of thing. Dave Nessia was saying, no, I can eat. You know, I can eat. You know, but kind of the same almost feeling, you know, when you're telling this person that they got to go home. That's got to be hard to take. And she says, no, I don't want to go. I've still got so much to do out here. Why? Please explain it to me. Why you're pulling me? And I'm going to quote them. They said, you're at risk of multiple organ failure. We're going to extract you. And she begged them to stay, but ultimately she got med pulled. So her BMI was below the accepted amounts they're supposed to be in, and they agree to this contract, and it's for their own protection. And it's sad because her mind was still, I mean, she was still in it, and we've seen this before. Moving forward to day 52, we're still on day 52. About 4 o'clock, we're talking about Woniya. 4 people left. Goodbye, Nikki. I'm sorry to see you go. Thank you for sharing everything with us that you did. So Woniya, she says, it's Halloween. Happy Halloween. She says, I'm going to feast today. And she had these little ears, and she's got her little whiskers and her black nose, and she's a rabbit today. I thought that was cool. She said, I've ate so many rabbits, I've became one. And I just really like Woniya. She's an awesome person. She said that her mom was born on Halloween, so this is a special day for her. She's going to celebrate. Which, kind of like Jordan's playing cards, you know, it's just something to keep her going, something to occupy her time, to keep her mind stimulated mentally, you know. I think it's cool. I really do. So moving forward, day 53, 9 o'clock in the morning, we're talking about Nathan. It's 22 degrees outside, so well below freezing. And let's remember that Nathan did not bring a ferro rod. He's the only one that did not. So he had a friction fire this whole time. But now it's day 53, and his fire went out. He's afraid of freezing to death. I mean, literally, it's 22 degrees outside. So he decides to work on a bow drill fire. And he explained that friction fire is like his strength. Like, he's really, really good at it. But he's getting frustrated. The wood that he's got, it just ain't working. And my thoughts at that moment were, why didn't he have the next fire mentality? You know, when he first got there at launch, and when he got that first fire, why didn't he make some char cloth at that point? You know, because if he would have done that, I would believe that he could have produced, you know, flint and steel fire. You know, the spark off of his knife, the spine of his knife, would be caught by the char cloth, and he could put that in a tinder bundle and blow it to flame. So I was curious why he didn't do that. Maybe he did and they just didn't show it. I don't know. But that was the thought that went through my mind. You know, and another thing was, when he decided to come on the show and be the first person without a ferro rod, I thought that this, you know, as time went on, and I've even said it in a previous episode, as time went on, I felt like the fire making ability would be getting harder and harder, because friction fire is tough. You know, and again, it's day 50, what was it, 52, 53? And, you know, he's out there trying to do a friction fire. Yeah, it's crazy. On day 53. Yeah, so that's tough, because the muscle, you know, levels and the, you know, fatigue, and, you know, your body's so deep into ketosis that it's going to be hard to put out that friction fire, to make one. So I just thought that was kind of neat, kind of interesting. And he's struggling. And then moving forward to about just short of 5 o'clock. Nathan, you know, and now it's 17 degrees outside Fahrenheit, and the notch broke on his hearth board, so he's really frustrated. And it shows a shot of his knife, and I'm looking at the blade, and it looks like there's a good chance. I mean, it looked like a full tang knife, possibility of a good chance of it being a high carbon steel blade. I don't know, maybe it was a stainless steel blade, I don't know, but you know, for me personally, if I was going to go on a show like Alone, I bet you that I would have a carbon steel blade. But anyway, his knife looks like it could have been carbon steel. So he decides that he had a cutting board from day 6 that he used to cut his fish. He thinks that that wood will be the wood that he can use for his new set. He said it was made from cedar. And he says that cedar is a fantastic bow drill wood. And it is. It's a good wood for friction fire. And he's working on this thing, and he's starting to get positive again about how it's going. And what do you know? He gets an ember. And I'll tell you what. To do a friction fire on day 53, I'm impressed. So much respect to Nathan. Let's move forward to day 54. A little after 9 in the morning, we're talking about Barry. There's 4 people left. He said last night was the coldest night since I've been out here. It's currently 20 degrees Fahrenheit out there. That's cold. You know, so he says I've got to find some water. He's thirsty. Got to stay hydrated. He didn't hear the waves crashing against the shore of the lake. So he decides to go take a look, and the whole bay was frozen. I mean, like, way out there. Ice. He decides to try to kick the ice to kind of break it. Nope, it's solid. So he said, now I gotta melt ice. And that creates a lot of work. You know, you got to keep your fire going, you got to keep collecting ice. It's just a very cumbersome process to just stay hydrated. So things, just the simplest thing in survival of just staying hydrated is now going to become a major, major chore. Oh gosh. And he says this isn't just survival, it's punishment out here, which I agree. And then moving forward to day 55, about the same time, 10 o'clock in the morning, still talking about Barry, he says he's going to try to break through the ice, and he tries, and he can't. And I don't remember if Barry had an axe or not, but he tried to throw rocks and stuff at the ice, and it just would not break. So he's frustrated. So he has a little section of his tarp, and he collects a lot of snow, and he's going to go melt the snow to make water. Now, snow is terrible for melting to make water because it's like 70% air and 30% water. So it takes a lot of snow to make water. Ice, on the other hand, is 70% water and like 30% air. So he really needs ice. And that's pretty much the end of episode 9. It was a crazy episode. A lot of things happen. And then they kind of give you a glimpse of the final episode. It looks like it's going to get really cold. A little glimpse of Barry kind of breaking down. But, so we're down to 4 people. We've got Woniya, we've got Barry, Nathan, and Jordan. So who do you think's going to pull through? I think that the next episode is the last episode of the series. So we're going to see, 3 people go home, and 1 person's going to win it all. And I really don't know who. I'm kind of thinking that, and I'm not knocking anybody out there, but I'm thinking Nathan and Barry are going home, and it's going to come down to Woniya and Jordan. That's my personal opinion. I think Jordan's going to win it all, though. But that's, so yeah, let me know in the comments section down below, please, what your thoughts are. I'd like to know what you're thinking. You know, we got this final episode coming up, and I'm excited about it. I can't wait to see what happens. So I want to say thank you to everybody for joining me on this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some good, useful information out of it. Again, please feel free to leave a comment down below. Like this video. Share this video. And until next time, folks, again, have a beautiful day. And we'll see you next time with the final episode. Bye for now. I love y'all.